So originally for this video, what I had planned was another stock breakdown like I've been doing, because those videos have been doing very well and the channel's grown a lot because of that. But then I decided not to do that. And the main reason I decided not to do that was because I don't want to be known as the next financial education, the guy that just breaks down stocks and only stocks. I want to be known for all areas of personal finance. And just because I say a stock's good buy or I talk very highly about a stock, it doesn't mean that you should just go buy it. And I've said this a lot in the past, but anything in real estate, anything in business, anything in the stock market, if you're gonna buy it, you need to believe in that strategy yourself, because if you don't, then it's just not gonna work out for you in the long run, and you're gonna make a very bad mistake along the way, most likely. In saying that, this video I'm actually very excited to make, and this video could actually be very long, could be one of the longest, if not the longest videos I have made. So in saying that, it took a lot of time to make. So if you do not mind hitting the like button, subscribing to the channel if you like the content, and if you're getting value out of these videos, I would really appreciate it, because as I just said, these do take quite a long time to make. Anyway, in this video, we're gonna talk about 5 methods that you can use to start making money online for basically nothing, or a very small upfront investment that you can turn into a large sum of money. And this isn't gonna be something like take free surveys online or anything like that. These are gonna be legit ideas that if you stick with it, you can scale into a large business. Now, a long time ago when Nike and Coca-Cola and companies like that were founded, well before the year 2020, it wasn't as easy to start a business. You had to have all these upfront costs and all this inventory and all this stuff. But now the way technology is moving, you can in theory buy a couple of things on Amazon and start your own business within a couple of days. Granted, if you're gonna be the next Nike or Coca-Cola, you're probably not gonna be able to make as much money online as they're gonna make. But say you wanna scale your business, your small business, to 5 grand or 10 grand a month, or you just wanna have some sort of side hustle, that's very much possible for anyone who's willing to do any of these methods online. But full disclaimer, this isn't gonna happen overnight. You're not gonna buy a camera and start a YouTube channel, and you're not gonna be making 10 grand a month just right off the bat. It's gonna be slow, and you're gonna have to stick with it and commit to it. And for a lot of people, that doesn't work and they don't like that, which I can understand because it is frustrating. But I did see this quote not too long ago, and I can't remember exactly what it was off the top of my head, but it was something along the lines of, if anyone dedicates 2 years to their life to learn something or to try to start something, and they just work on it every day, then whatever they want to do, the possibilities are endless. But he also says at the end of that quote, that study will never be proven because 90% of people do not have the discipline to stick with it. And I truly believe that. I really think a lot of people could start a business, could quit their 9 to 5, could scale their business, but they just don't, because they start it and a couple of days, or in some cases a couple of months go by and they don't see the progress, and they just decide to scrap it and throw everything away. Anyway, let's get into these methods here, and the first one we're gonna talk about is freelancing. Now, personally, I feel like freelancing is one of the easier ways to make money online, because especially if you already have that skill and you don't have to learn anything, you can start applying for freelancing projects and just start making money instantly. And I know I've already talked about this on the channel before, but let's just talk about what freelancing is first. And basically, in short, a freelancer is someone that works for themselves, that can bounce around from project to project or contract to contract and really pick and choose what they want to do. The projects you can do with freelancing are honestly kind of endless. You could be a filmmaker, or you can be a video editor, or you can even be some sort of data analyst. Like, the possibilities are endless. Many years ago, freelancing was much harder to get into because the internet just wasn't as big. Now you can go on sites like Upwork and Fiverr and start applying to freelancing projects, and honestly probably have a project or a contract by the end of the day, really, if your resumes really stand outish. But back then you had to do all these phone calls and all this researching, and it just wasn't the easiest field to get into. You really had to stand out. But now as a freelancer, you can take on a lot of small projects, and it's really pretty common. I know tons of people that do freelancing on the side, whether it's not full-time business per se, but they do it on the side just for a little extra income, maybe to pay their mortgage, maybe to put gas in their car, something along those lines. It's very common. Now, if you're someone that wants to get into freelancing, you're honestly going to have to set yourself from the pack somehow. You're going to have an in-demand skill that people want, that makes yourself more marketable. So this could be something in the data science field, this could be a video editor, this could be a filmmaker. Any of those things are great for freelancing. As for what you have to pay to get started with freelancing, you can honestly pay next to nothing. There's cheap sites like Udemy and Skillshare where you can learn skills for, like I just said, next to nothing. I do have a Skillshare link down below if anyone is interested. No pressure. I love Skillshare. I use it myself. But if you're interested, I do have one down below. But personally, I wouldn't do that, because in this day and age, there's just so much free information online. You can learn so much by watching YouTube videos, just by Googling around. Everything I've learned about personal finance and investing, I've honestly just learned from YouTubing and reading books. I guess the books aren't free, but a lot of just YouTubing, Google searching things. Another example pertaining to myself here, when I first started making YouTube videos, I didn't really know how to edit. I remember way back in the day when I first started making videos, I would just use my webcam on my computer and I did next to no editing. I only did the whole thing in one take and it had to be about 2 or 3 minutes long because that's all I could remember at a certain time. But after months and months of Googling and YouTubing and just finding different edits, I learned to do more things. Like some of the videos now you'll see me, I can put 2 of myself in the same room, even though obviously there's only 1 of me, but things like that. And the last thing, if you are interested in getting started freelancing, honestly, I think you need to have some sort of online portfolio that displays your work. And I really think this because I know if I were to hire a freelancer, I would want to see someone who's very organized and structured and really see their work. And although you might have projects tucked away, I feel like it's just more professional to have your own website and everything just laid out for anyone to see. The second method we're going to talk about here, and I'm sure a lot of you knew this was going to be on this list because this is what I've been doing since quarantine began many months ago, and that's making YouTube videos. And I think this is a great method because you can turn something you love into a legit business that you really enjoy talking about. It can be anything from finance, investing, or even fitness to weed whacking, landscaping, really anything. You can just eventually scale it and turn it into a legit business and a legit income source. Now, a lot of people don't understand how YouTubers make money, and they make money from the ad revenue, the ads in their videos. So those ads at the beginning of your video, the middle of your video, the end of your video that you just dread, you have skipped 90% of the time, or they're just 10 to 15 seconds long and the whole video is ruined because you can't wait 10 seconds to watch the last minute of the video. Any of those things, YouTubers get paid for when they're in their videos. How much money a person can make on YouTube is very dependent, and it's based on their CPM, which stands for cost per meal, something along those lines. I don't know exactly how to pronounce it. It's an Italian word, but basically it's an Italian word. I think it's an Italian word for cost per thousand. So otherwise known as impressions, or otherwise just known as how many views you're getting, to make it very simple. But there's even more factors that come into play here, such as your niche. So for example, we're gonna have 2 YouTubers in this example, one in the finance industry and one in the fitness industry. The one in the finance industry makes $10 per 1,000 views, while the person in the fitness industry makes $4 per 1,000 views. And you might be thinking, well, what's the big deal? It's only $6. But if the person in the finance industry makes a video and he gets 100,000 views, he makes $1,000. But if the person in the fitness industry makes a video and he gets 100,000 views, he's only going to be making $400. So the person in the finance industry basically more than doubled the revenue with their video than from the person in the fitness industry, just by having a different niche. Now, this doesn't mean you should specify your niche when you make YouTube videos based on what's going to give you the highest CPM, because I think it's still important to run a channel on something you care about, because it's going to be more fun that way, and it's going to be more enjoyable that way. But you get my point here that these numbers are going to fluctuate based off your niche, and honestly these numbers are going to fluctuate just overall in general, which is why you see a lot of YouTubers diversifying their income sources. And honestly, a lot of YouTubers that I know, YouTube is like their smallest income source. It was great to start and grow their following, but after a while, it's just tough to see consistency and it's tough to rely on. And as we talked about before, not everyone can get paid from YouTube. So if you start making YouTube videos today, you create your channel today, you will not be getting paid from YouTube. And that's because there's a certain criteria you have to meet. In order to put ads in your videos, in order to monetize your videos, to get paid from ad revenue, you need to have 1,000 subscribers and 4,000 watch hours in the last 12 months. And to be honest, that's going to be really tough to achieve when you first start. If you look at me, I've been making videos 4 or 5 months, I believe, consistently, and I only have about 150 subscribers, and I believe my watch times maybe somewhere around 1,000, maybe underneath. I don't know off the top of my head exactly, but you get my point. It's not the easiest thing in the world. But if you're truly talking about something you love and you really don't mind the filming and the editing, or even if you like the filming and the editing, then you're not going to care, because it's just going to be fun to you and it's going to be a great hobby, and you're eventually going to be able to scale it into something great one day. Then once you stick with it and you do establish your following, you can start doing different things like sponsored videos, and some sponsored videos will even pay up to $5,000 per video, depending on how big you are. Now, how much to get started with this, it's honestly going to vary on the person, because you can in theory start making YouTube videos with your phone right now. But for me personally, I bought a camera, tripod, lights, and this lav mic you can hear me talking through right now. And that probably all costed me around $1,000. It might have been a little less because I did get a good deal on the camera, so it might have been around $800 or $900, but we'll say $1,000 and round it off. And to some, this is gonna be very jaw-dropping, and they're gonna be saying, well, I can't possibly do that, that's way too much money. And if it is too much money, I get it, but at the same time, is it too much money to spend $700 on the new iPhone that just came out? Most people are gonna view that as a necessity. And me personally, I like to save as much money as possible. I like to invest as much money as possible. And I just view this camera equipment as an investment that eventually will one day pay itself back dozens of times over. So I really didn't mind spending the money on it. I think that's a good way to look at things when you're starting a business or some sort of side hustle. Look at things that pertain to this as an investment and look at the potential ROI on those investments and see what you can earn back. The third way we're going to talk about to make money online is through affiliate marketing. And think of affiliate marketing as more of commissions from products you're recommending, or even as an unofficial salesperson for a particular company. If you go down and look in my description box, you're gonna see links from TubeBuddy, from Audible, from Amazon that has my camera equipment. All of those links are affiliate links. And if you click on one of those links and you sign up or you buy something from Amazon, I'm gonna receive some sort of commission. And this is how a lot of YouTubers make money. And you might be thinking that this is not reliable, but at the same time, this is a very, very scalable business. A lot of these links have these things called cookies, and basically cookies are how long you can click on that link and you'll still get paid something for it. And that was very vague. I'm gonna break it down even better. So for example, in my description box, if you go look at it, you'll see a link to my camera that I use to make these videos from Amazon. So you go and click on that link and you decide, I don't want this camera, like it's just not for me, I'm not gonna make YouTube videos, I just wanted to see what Josh used, whatever the case may be. So say you go back to Amazon the next, I believe it's a 24-hour period, I don't know off the top of my head, but say we'll go back 3 hours later. You looked at it at 3 p.m., it's now 6 p.m., you go back to Amazon and you need to buy a new vacuum. If you buy that vacuum and you're still open on my link, so say you just clicked on that link, you go type in vacuum and you buy a vacuum, I'm gonna get a commission for that vacuum, even though I didn't recommend the vacuum, but just because you used my link and you clicked on my link, Amazon's still gonna give me a commission. And this is where a lot of people will make money. And some of these affiliate links are actually recurring. And what that means is, say, if you look in my description box again, you're gonna see a link for TubeBuddy, which is something I'm really using to grow my channel, and it's really helped me a lot. It pertains to keywords, titles, tags for your videos, stuff like that. So say I recommend it, and you decide, I want to start a channel, but it's gonna be, I know it's really gonna be hard at first because that's what Josh was saying and that's what this guy's saying, that guy. I know it's gonna be slow at first. So I really wanna maximize my efforts. Well, if you go click on that TubeBuddy link and you sign up with my link, then what's gonna happen is after you sign up for, say, the $20 plan, that's gonna be recurring. So in other words, what that means is you sign up for a $20 plan, I believe it's a 30% recurring commission. So I will be receiving $6 every month that you pay for that plan. So $6 will go in my pocket. And you might be thinking, well, that's not a lot, but imagine if 100 people signed up with that link, or 1,000 people. People that have 1 million subscribers or even 500,000 subscribers, it's very common that maybe 1,000 people used TubeBuddy to start a channel and signed up with that link, which is where these people start making their money from affiliate marketing. And one thing people don't know about this is that these rates are actually negotiable. So say you have a 30% commission and you've been seeing a lot of people coming in, a lot of traffic coming in with your link, you can call up, whether it's a bank or TubeBuddy or Audible or whatever the case may be, and say, hey, my link is $30, but I know you have competitors that also have very competitive rates, and I might honestly have to go recommend one of them because there are some products I like, but is there any way we can work on getting a higher recurring percentage or commission? And most of the time, from what I've heard, the companies are gonna say, absolutely, we can give you, instead of 30%, we can give you 50%, or we'll give you 40%, or they will up your commission if you just try to negotiate with them, especially once they see how much traffic you're bringing in. Most likely they're not gonna wanna lose you. But affiliate marketing is one of those things that gets a really bad rep, and that's because, say there's people out there that just don't care about what products that they're promoting. They just say, this is a 70% referral link, that's what I care about, 80% recurring, perfect. They don't care what the products are, they're just gonna push everything just to make money. And that's where it goes wrong for a lot of people. Personally, I only recommend products I use and that I have used because I just feel like one of the most important things you have in your life is your name. And once you kind of tarnish your name or give your name a bad rep, it's really hard to remove that label. So if you're gonna do this, just recommend products you use. Don't just recommend any product just because you're looking at the dollar bill, all right? So how can you scale this? You can scale this in a number of ways. You can advertise them in your YouTube videos, your links that is. You can put the links in your description box. You can have a blog and have your links in your blog post. You can even have an affiliate marketing website advertising products that you use. There is a paid way to do this, but personally, I would just go with the free method because it just gives you a higher risk-reward ratio. It's perfect. And this honestly is gonna take a little while to get up and running. I don't think if you go sign up for a referral link today with no following at all, there's a good chance that not too many people are gonna click on it and start buying things. But as with anything really in life, if you stick with it, you're probably gonna be successful with it. As for how much this costs, personally what I would do is I would create some sort of website, an affiliate marketing website or a blog or a YouTube channel, something along those lines that I probably just said 10 seconds ago, and really start to put things out there that way once you develop a following and just kind of focus on the content of your blog, your channel, whatever it may be, before you really start recommending products. Because then once you grow, people are gonna say, well, this must be really good because so-and-so doesn't recommend products, and so-and-so doesn't do this. And you're just gonna have a more credible name, bottom line. But if you're gonna go the website route, to get back to how much it costs, it's really not that expensive. If you wanna go with something like WordPress or something along those lines, it might be like $100, give or take, so around there. But you can make a free website with, I believe, Wix. And it's really not that hard to make a website in this day and age. Back in the day, yeah, it was very hard to make a website because you had to do all this coding and all this and that, and you can still do that. But it's not as hard to make a website. I don't know a ton about web developing. I have taken classes in Python and SQL, even though SQL is not really web developing. We're gonna scratch that right there. But my bottom line, you don't have to be a genius. You don't have to be the next Mark Zuckerberg to design a website. The fourth method we're going to talk about here is selling your own products. This could be ebooks or online coaching or online courses, anything along those lines. Look at this as, so say, affiliate marketing getting a portion of the pie, but with your own products, you're just keeping the whole thing. You're taking the whole pie, the whole pizza right to yourself. Keep in mind, again, if you really want this to be successful, you're going to have a following of some sort. You're not just going to make an online course and instantly see thousands of dollars going into your bank account if you have no following at all and you have 100 followers on Instagram. That's probably not going to happen. But there are tons of free ways to promote yourself, one of which is through Instagram. You can also do it through Facebook. Again, you can also make a website, even though that might be, you might have to pay a little fee, a little investment there. But there's tons of ways to drive traffic if you're just willing to stick with it. And to really be successful with this, you're also gonna have to find a field that you're really into and that you really have a lot of knowledge about. You basically have to bring value to someone else's life. So say you've been going to the gym for a week and you decide you wanna start writing meal plans and coaching plans and this and that, but you've only been going to the gym a week, you're honestly probably not going to be able to bring too much value into someone's life. But say you've been a bodybuilder for 20 years, you've done a Spartan race, you've done 10 powerlifting competitions, and you decide you want to help people achieve their goals in the fitness industry. That is much more applicable, and you're going to be able to build up a much more reliable following, and you're going to be able to put out much more reliable products if you have that background. So how much did this cost to start this? And again, my answer is it really depends. If you want to start the next Nike, then you're honestly probably going to need a decent amount of money at least for inventory up front. But in this video, we're not talking about really expensive ways to make money online. And more importantly, Nike didn't start online. So we're gonna talk more on the ebook online course side. And honestly, if this is the route you wanna go, you don't need a ton of money to start it by any means. If you're gonna sell an ebook or something along those lines, you might have to pay a little bit of money for the website or whatever you're gonna use to advertise it. In theory, you don't have to pay for the website, as we talked about before. But say you're a really good writer, you don't need an editor, your sentence fluency is good. You can do that all by yourself. I know a lot of people who write ebooks, and books hire editors to get a second opinion. But if you feel confident in yourself to do that, you don't have to do that by any means. And as for the online courses, I mean, this is gonna cost a little bit for the camera stuff and the editing software. But as we talked about before, it's like gonna be about $1,000, give or take, on what you buy and the quality of the equipment you buy. But in reality, that's a very small sum of money for something that can make you that money back 12 times over. The best part about these is once you make them and you have them out there and you have an established following, the work is done because the work is front loaded. So once you go through all those hours of writing that book or making those online courses and you put them on your website or you put them on your Instagram page, it's there. You don't have to ever go back to it and say, all right, let me check and make changes to this book or this program. If you want to rewrite it or redo it, that's one thing. But you never have to go back to it. That product is there and that product's there to sell for however long you leave it up. Again, this might seem like a really big waste of time at first because it might just be pretty frustrating. But like I just said, once that product's there, you're done. Think of it as an investment of your money if you're buying equipment of any kind or your time. And just do the math and see if it's really going to pay off eventually. And I'm sure most people that have a future mindset like I do will agree that it will pay off in the long run if you stick with it. And the last method we're going to talk about here is blogging. And blogging can actually be the most profitable one out of all of these. And blogging is actually associated with all of these in some way. First, obviously, blogging is affiliated with freelancing. You can go on Upwork and Fiverr and find people to help you edit, to help you write, to help you brainstorm. Any of those things will all be freelancing jobs. Secondly, a lot of YouTubers do have blogs. If you look at guys like Nate O'Brien or Ryan Scriber, I don't know exactly how to pronounce his last name, even though I do watch his videos a lot of them have blogs. And why do they have blogs? Because it drives more traffic. And thirdly, blogging and affiliate marketing do go hand in hand. A lot of bloggers will put affiliate links in their blog post. So for example, say I'm writing a blog post on 10 best online savings accounts and I have an affiliate link with Ally Bank. I really like Ally Bank, I use it, and I put the link in the blog post and someone sees Ally Bank and they say, oh, they give free checks. I would like free checks because I pay for checks right now, which don't ever pay for checks. There's tons of banks you don't have to pay for checks with. That's besides the point. You click on that Ally Bank link that I put in my blog post and you go and sign up. I will get a commission for that. And this drives a lot of traffic for a lot of bloggers. And I really think this is a great way to scale your business. And lastly, a lot of bloggers will actually have their online course or their ebooks or whatever they're selling on their website as well. A lot of bloggers might compare their ebooks to other ebooks or their online courses to the reviews that people are giving them. This is a great way to drive traffic for your own products, and I really think this is a good idea, especially because if you're already going to make a website for your blog, you can just make another section for your online courses or your ebooks or your products, whatever you're selling. Guys, thank you for watching this video. This video has officially taken me longer to record than any other video I ever made. I think we're going on about 45 minutes right now or so. I'm not sure exactly what the time's going to come out to be once I finish editing it. But if you made it to this point in the video, again, I really appreciate it. Let me know if there's any methods to make money online in the comments that you use that you think are really good that I did not talk about. Like, subscribe, and I will see you guys in the next video.